Hello and welcome to History Workshops. I'm Mark Vaughan. The term Tommy is famous in describing the British soldier of the 20th century, especially during the First and Second World Wars. It is a name that instantly inspires images of brave, loyal and cheerful soldiers, whether they were in the mud of the Western Front during the First World War or the burning sands of North Africa in the Second. But where did the name come from? Like many things, its real origin is a bit murky. The name Tommy is agreed to have actually come from someone called Tommy Atkins. But who was Tommy Atkins? The name is believed to be first used to describe a British soldier in the 1740s during a mutiny amongst soldiers in Jamaica of all places. A letter was sent back to Britain reporting on the mutiny. It points out a certain Tommy Atkins. It stated, "Those from North America, the Marines, and Tommy Atkins behaved splendidly." This could very well be the origin of using the name to describe all British soldiers. But another theory suggests that it was the Duke of Wellington himself who really made the name a British army tradition. Before he became Wellington, Arthur Wellesley was serving in Flanders with the British Army. The Battle of Boxtel in 1794 saw a savage fight between British and French forces. Wellesley, who was colonel of the 33rd Regiment of Foot, saw the regiment's best soldier horribly wounded. His name was Private Thomas Atkins. When Wellesley asked him how he was, Atkins replied, "It's all right, sir. It's all in a day's work." Now, it's not clear whether the Duke mentioned this man in any official report, but whatever happened, the wounded soldier sadly died shortly after. After the Battle of Waterloo in 1815, the War Office approached the Duke. They needed a name suggested that could be used to sum up a classical, brave British soldier. The name would be used as an example name in a manual called A Soldier's Pocketbook. The Duke did not hesitate and suggested Tommy Atkins. Another theory was suggested by Army Padre Reverend Hardy in 1900. He wrote about an event in the Sepoy Rebellion in the besieged Lucknow, where many Europeans were running to the British Residency for protection. A single private soldier refused to abandon his post. The soldier from the 32nd Regiment ignored the pleas of his comrades and was eventually killed. Reverend Hardy wrote that his name was Tommy Atkins, and so throughout the mutiny campaign, when a daring deed was done, the doer was said to be a regular Tommy Atkins. But perhaps the one man who made the name Tommy synonymous with the British soldier was the novelist and poet Rudyard Kipling. In his 1890 poem Tommy, he describes the common British soldier. He narrates the poem from the point of view of the soldier and the treatment they get from the public during wartime and peace. A view that is perhaps too close to the bone even today. "I went into a public house to get a pint of beer. The publican he ups and says, 'We serve no redcoats here.' The girls behind the bar they laughed and giggled fit to die. I outs into the street again, and to myself says I, 'Oh, it's Tommy this and Tommy that, and Tommy go away. But it's thank you, Mr. Atkins,' when the band begins to play. The band begins to play, my boys, the band begins to play. Oh, it's thank you, Mr. Atkins, when the band begins to play. I went into a theatre, as sober as could be. They gave a drunk civilian room, but hadn't none for me. They sent me to the gallery, or round the music halls. But when it comes to fighting, Lord, they'll shove me in the stalls. For it's Tommy this, and Tommy that, and Tommy wait outside. But it's special train for Atkins, when the troop is on the tide. The troop ship's on the tide, my boys, the troop ship's on the tide. Oh, it's a special train for Atkins, when the troop ship's on the tide. Yes, making mocky uniforms that guard you while you sleep is cheaper than them uniforms, and they're starvation cheap. And hustling drunk soldiers, when they're going large a bit, is 5 times better business than parading in full kit. Then it's Tommy this and Tommy that, and Tommy as your soul. But it's thin red line of heroes when the drums begin to roll. The drums begin to roll, my boys, the drums begin to roll. Oh, it's thin red line of heroes when the drums begin to roll. We aren't no thin red heroes, nor we aren't no blackguards too, but single men in barracks, most remarkable like you. And if sometimes our conduct isn't all your fancy paints, why single men in barracks don't grow in plaster saints. While it's Tommy this and Tommy that, and Tommy fall behind, but it's pleased to walk in front, sir, when there's trouble in the wind. There's trouble in the wind, my boys, there's trouble in the wind. Oh, it's please walk in front, sir, when there's trouble in the wind. You talk a better food for us, and schools and fires and all. We'll wait for extra rations if you'll treat us rational. Don't mess about the cook's room slops, but prove it to our face. The widow's uniform is not the soldier man's disgrace. For it's Tommy this and Tommy that, and chuck him out the brute. But it's saviour is his country when the guns begin to shoot. And it's Tommy this and Tommy that, and anything you please. And Tommy ain't a blooming fool, you bet that Tommy sees. Well, there we are. The name Tommy. Have I solved the mystery? What do you think? And do we still see the modern British soldier as a Tommy? Let us know in the comments below. If you've liked this video, then make sure you check this one out about who started the First World War. As always, if you have enjoyed this video and would like to see more from History Workshops, then drop us a like and a subscribe. It really, really is appreciated. Thanks for watching.